What's going on, guys? It's DJ Lee. Welcome back to Producer Hacks. And today I want to talk about that song Doozy once again and how I go about panning my instruments and different techniques I used on certain instruments. My key instruments, the drums. Alright, how I got them to stand out in certain ways and how I'm going to get them to stand out just a little bit more. So as we look at machine from Native Instruments, because that's what I love to use to make music, I think that you can make the best music from machine. Alright, I want you guys to take a look at what I have going on. Right here is going to be my maracas, right? Very important in house music. Alright, a lot of people didn't understand the technique I use as far as the groove transition. Now, if you play this maracas regularly, first let's listen to the beat by itself, alright? All together, the beat commutative. Let's see how it sounds. Very simple. The first thing you can really notice is the hi-hat. Secondly, you can notice the kick. Third, you can also notice that tapping sound, which is a rim shot on the snare. And last, you may also hear the snap in the background. Alright, the maracas are very subtle. You don't really notice those maracas, but that maracas is what creates that house groove. That's very important in house music, is the maraca groove, the pattern, the shaker groove pattern. Alright, so you can substitute maracas for the hi-hats. There's different tricks and techniques. It's all about what sounds good in your mix. In this specific mix, I use both the hi-hat and the maracas. So first, if you guys remember, I started off with just the kick drum. Alright, so we're going to cut all of this off real quick and hear how this sounds with just the kick drum. And actually, this was not how I recorded it. I recorded this whole thing. I actually had quarter notes going boom, boom, boom with this specific sound. It sounded like this. Boom, 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 boom. It sounded like this. Alright. But then when I added the other kick drum, it wasn't sounding good together. So what I did is I edited it. I took out the second, third, and fourth kicks, just like I'm doing right now, and I left in only the first kick, the lead kick. Alright, and it sounded better as I put them together. It sounded more like this. It gave the beat more room to breathe as well. Alright, very important in your music. You want to allow it to breathe. Let there be room for the artist to come in and do their thing. Alright, so check it out. Let's add the other kick drum in. That left room for the background kick drum. It added a little bit of rhythm. Now all I did after that was I just added my snap in. No, I'm lying. I added my hi-hat. I like to add the hi-hat in after that every time when I'm doing house music. And it sounded like this. So it goes on every eighth, starting at the second. Alright, so every other eighth. So instead of hitting on the first, it goes boom, kss, boom, kss, boom, kss, boom, kss. If it was every kick drum, every quarter note quick drum, it'd have been like this. It'd have been going like this. Boom, kss, boom, kss, boom, kss, boom, kss. Then I took it out. It's gonna go like this. Boom. Alright. Now with that hi-hat, I didn't actually go ahead and I didn't edit the hi-hat. I didn't add any EQs. I didn't add anything to that hi-hat at all. What I went and did though was I left this exactly the same, and I left the modulation velocity pretty much the same. Alright, I didn't really care for how that hi-hat is. As long as it's not too subtle of a change, I'm cool with that on the hi-hat, because that's not the main tapping sound. That just keeps a lot of the rhythm there. Alright, now as soon as I finished that, I added a snap. A lot of house music, a lot of pop music, they use snaps. Very subtle snaps. Here it sounds just like this. Here it goes. And I only left two in there. That was it. Let the song breathe. Let it come back around full swing. Here it goes. There we go. Boom, let it come back around and breathe once again. Alright, right after that I added in, I believe, another hi-hat. I'm not too sure. What is this? I added in the second hi-hat right here. And that's more of a regular, actual hi-hat. It's not an edited hi-hat. It's not an electronic hi-hat. This is more of a studio hi-hat. The other one is more of a tick. But it's cool. They both work together very well. And like I did with the kick drum, I can also go ahead and I can edit those hi-hats so that one stands out more, one doesn't. Alright, but I'm not going to do that right now. Next thing I added in was the knock. Now it was cool because the thing about the knock is I could always take it out and bring it back in. And it gives that room to breathe, alright? So if I were to double this whole beat and put it back in, take it out, I would have the hook, I would have the verse, I would have a chorus. That knock is the main instrument in this thing besides the kick drum. It gives the rhythm, alright? Along with the next thing, which is the shaker or the maraca. I'm going to show you guys how the shaker was affected. The shaker is very important because you can do this with your hi-hats, but I didn't do this like I previously said because that hi-hat wasn't the main sound. The shaker created the groove. So when I'm using my beat machine, I'm tapping it at different velocities. And it's just changing, if you look right here, at how high and how low the velocities are. So it's going high, low, mid, low, lower than mid, a little bit higher than low, mid, low, a little bit lower than mid, low. You know what I'm saying? It's never ever consistent like we have over here with this or with this. This is very modulated. The velocity is up and down. It's random. Now, the key to doing that, let's solo in on that real quick because it's very important that you guys understand this concept. It has a groove to it because I have the groove on. I'm gonna take that off. It has the groove concept on right now. If I turn the groove off, it's at 20%. I kind of made my own groove with my hands, but sometimes people aren't good with that when it comes to making. If you're not good with that, it's understandable. All right. What you can do is in some DAWs and some producing softwares, you can actually find the swing and adjust it. Like I did before. If I turn it all the way up, it's very strong. This is an 8th note swing. If I turn it back down to about 20%, it's matching what I almost played. And we want to find where it sounds good. I like this around here. Around the 20s, it sounds real good, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I like that. So when I bring this back in, it sounds good. And I can just lower the volume. I can do all types of things with this right here. Now check this out. Now I want to go about hearing this whole thing together, hear all my sounds together. And I want to also hear what I should be panning left, what I should be panning right, if I should modulate anything. And we'll see what we come up with. So right now I'm going to leave the main bass right dead in the middle because it's so important. I'm going to leave it right there in the middle. My kick drum's going to stay in the middle and my knock is going to stay directly in the middle. 3 key things that always stay in the middle for me: my kick drum, my knock, whether it's a snare drum, my rim shot, or something else, and my bass. Now I always change up when it comes to the hi-hats. I do different things with that. My second kick, I do a different thing with that. My open hi-hat, my crashes, my synths, what else? Pads, those all go more to the side. So if you think about a clock, think about dead in the middle at 12 o'clock. At like 1 o'clock, I'll probably have 2 different hi-hats. One hi-hat, one hi-hat. At about 2 o'clock, I'll probably have some type of background crash or open hi-hat or some type of other percussion knock. At 3 o'clock, or maybe a pad. At 3 o'clock, I add more synths and pads. The wider out I go, the more atmosphere I want to create and make the song bigger. Alright, I want to create more air, more of a stereo image to act like I'm actually in a room. If I close my eyes and listen to my song, I want to be able to feel like I'm somewhere else. I don't want to be just here. I want to be somewhere else in a different world because the music is all around, coming from different angles. Kind of reminds me of that song, not that song, that movie, Soul. You know what I'm saying? When they was playing and it fills the room. You want to be in that environment. You want that music to surround you, and that's how you create award-winning songs, award-winning hits. All right. So real quick, let's go ahead and start panning things. Like I said, the kick drum stays middle. These kick drums will stay middle. All right. The knock will stay middle. The snaps, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pan these a little bit over. So let's go into our mixing board, and let's do this. Let's pan it to the right. Let's play it so we can hear. Matter of fact, I don't want to confuse you guys. Pan that bad boy to the right. Certain instruments will only sound good if they come before the vocals instead of after the vocals. So if you have a snare drum kind of hitting after the vocals or something like that, or some type of crash after the vocals, it's not going to sound as well as right before the vocals or at the vocals when you're hearing it in your headphones or through the speakers. Alright, so I'm going to leave that right there. It's about 2 o'clock if you guys can see that. Alright. Now what else do we have? We have a hi-hat. Hi-hat number 1. The main hi-hat that goes... I think I'm going to leave that one to the left. Let's see how it sounds. Let's solo. Very important that you get used to soloing your sounds. You want to solo your sounds and hit them in full quality and then bring them all in together. So let's cut off that bass line and let's bring them in. We got the kick. Let's bring this over to the left a little bit. Bring in the other one. Sometimes brighter sounds sound better on the left and lower sounds on the right. Darker sounds on the right. It sounds, it's weird, but so let's reverse those roles. Let's put that brighter sound on the left, darker sound on the right. Slightly though. So that sounds too bright, so I'm gonna reverse it back. Hear how this sounds. Not too far though. There we go. I like this right here. Alright, now the maracas are going to fill that void anyway, so let's hit the maracas. So now that the maracas added in, let's bring that other sound more to the right, the higher one to the right, and let's bring the lower one a little bit more to the left. There we go. Now we're going to bring in that salmon knock. Let's bring in the snap first. Like that. I like that. Maybe let's try it before. Let's see how it sounds before. Man, I don't know. Alright, I lowered it down. That sounds better a little bit lower. I like that. I like that. Alright, here we go. Good. Here we go. Let's add in that bass line one more time. Hold up, here we go. So what I'm hearing now is that snap has to go back to the right because it's coming in a little bit too early. There's too many sounds coming in before the main sound. Doesn't sound that well. There we go. Because if you think about it, my vocal's going to come in directly in the middle right before that snap. Think about when you snap into a beat or something. The snap follows the end of the sound, at the end of the sentence. I'll be chillin', I'll be chillin'. It goes at the end of that sound. It doesn't go, I'll be chillin'. It doesn't go like that. It goes at the end to end each bar, each measure. Alright? Now I can also take this salmon sound and lower it a little bit more in volume. But I want it to stand out. Alright? Any other sound I want to add to this, I'll probably pan out further because those frequencies are filled. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they're filled. 10%, 20%, 30% pan, they're filled. Alright, so if I were to add any other sounds, I'm looking for 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock until I have a full stereo image. Alright, but I also don't want to go too far and create phasing issues. Alright, so once again, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to show you guys that sidechain compression technique on the next video. Stay tuned. It's DJ Lee. It's ItsDjLee TV. This is Producer Hacks. Until next time, guys.
Sounds so crazy, baby. Talk to him. Hustler, baby. About the whole and why. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler. Yes. I'm a hustler, baby.